Out there, got that decent start. Had a pretty early battle with Cole Nigaman. He was going really good, and I don't know, just when I got around him, just tried to ride a smooth race, and ended with me being up here. So yeah, I couldn't be any more pumped about it.
Awesome. Who you want to say thanks to real quick?
I just like to thank my mom, my dad, my mechanic, my trainer, Tim Ferry, Evie Ferry, Husqvarna, Rockstar Energy, everybody from the Husky crew that are down here to support me, Bobby Hewitt, just everybody. Can't thank anybody enough, you know. And 7MX, Alpine Star, Bell Helmets, Rockstar, Pro Taper, Lynx Motors, WP Suspension, FMF, Bellray, everybody else who's told me thanks. I know I left out a few people, so sorry.
Awesome, great job. Let's hear it for Jalik Swoll with the win here this morning, 125 BC, first moto of the day. Now coming up next, looks like Derek Drake in that second place. Derek, a hard-fought race out there this morning. All right, everybody, Derek Drake, second place, 125 BC this morning. Derek, looked like you were using every inch of that track out there to try to make it happen, riding defensively, riding aggressively. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I definitely was. I got a bad start like last time. Like I knew how to put my head down and ride like how I did, and I tried everything I can, outside, inside. People were falling, and just tried to stay on two wheels and keep my legs up.
Great ride. Tell us who you'd like to say thanks to this morning, bud.
Red Bull, KTM, Toy Designs, GoPro, Orange Brigade, Spy, Alpine Star, Stance, Ryan from 2X, my mechanic T2, my whole family, Adidas, WP Suspension, FMF, thank you.
Awesome, great job. Congratulations on second place, Derek Drake right there. Coming up next, third place, Carson Brown. Great job, Carson. Just like we said to Derek, it looked so intense out there. You guys were so close so many times. You guys using alternate lines. Tell us how tough it was, first moto of the day.
You know, it wasn't very bad. I mean, I love it like that, and felt right at home. You know, I kind of wish the moto went longer because I feel like my fitness is in a really good place. But got a terrible start. Came from about 30th, worked my way up to third. But man, I just need a good start and put it all together, and I think we'll get there for some overalls.
I'm sure you probably will. Who'd you like to say thanks to, bud?
I'd like to say thanks to PMOW and the whole Fry family. I mean, I cannot thank them enough. Motorsport, Hillsboro, BVR Motorsports, Pro Circuit, Devolve, Fly, WP Suspension, Dunlop Fusion, Spectral Oils, X-Brand Goggles, Vertex, Moto Stuff, Hot Rod, Cylinder Works, Pivot Works, J. Clark, FPS, Panic Rev, Northwest Riders, everybody who's helped me out, and Husky. I mean, thank you so much.
Congratulations, Carson. A great ride, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
There you have it, third place. I want to recognize our hole shot winner, Orion Brown, I believe, on that number 79 machine, winner of our Bell Hole Shot Award. And back up to you, Rodney.
All righty, thanks a lot, Megawatt, and welcome all you race fans along at RacerTV.com, and, of course, for our live and continuing coverage of the 35th running of the Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com Amateur National Motocross Championship at Loretta Lynn's, presented by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. We pick up with the racing action. We, of course, saw the and listened to the podium from the 125 BC. Right now we are in the heart of the 258 class, where we saw Sean Cantrell get the early lead in this one. Bradley Taft, though, went to the number 1 spot, and then we saw a pretty big battle shaping up there between the number 37 of Cantrell and, of course, the 22 of, I believe it was Chase Sexton. Sexton having some issues. Actually coming out of the waterworks, went down pretty hard out there trying to make some moves, and he drops back a few positions, and that gives Cantrell a little bit of breathing room, about 4 seconds worth there in the number 2 spot. As Egan Maston now runs in the number 3 spot aboard the 45. Joey Crown, the 35, is up to 4th. Jerry Robin, the 54, in 5th. Lorenzo Lacurcio, the number 83, back in 6th. 7th is Ramiller Alves, and then we've got James Anderson, the 21. On the Kawasaki in 8th place. 81, Cameron McAdoo is 9th. Luke Perther rounds out your top 10 aboard the number 94. Then it's Luke Shaw, Dustin Winter, Chase Sexton back to the number 13 spot Wilfredo Guzman, the number 46, is 14th. Matthew Milan, the 57, and 15th. Nick Schnagel, the 62, is 16th. Chad Wages, the 24, and 17th. Blake Green, the 48, is 18th. Shalon Tennant, the 71, and 19th. And Justin Wolf, the number 96, rounds out your top 10. Another one of those scenarios and situations that unfolds here where we see riders up front that we kind of expected to see there, and then we see some riders that have not been able to make their way to the front or have fallen from the front. And we'll just try to get it all sorted out through this first moto of racing. Bradley Taft, a 158.161 was his lap time last time around, but the time before that was even faster at a 158.1. He has consistently burned in the fastest laps today. Cantrell's been turning in the 159.5 range consistently as well. Egan Maston right under that at a 2:06.92. Let's see what's going on in that battle now for the number 2, 3, and 4 spots, as things should really be starting to tighten up a little bit out there. There's only a second or so separating some of those riders. One rider to watch out for. There he is, Lorenzo Locurcio, getting busy right now as he's trying to get around the 54 of Jerry Robin. Robin, you might remember a few years ago coming here on the 1985 Suzuki or Honda, and qualified, went through the whole process and made a big name for himself. Actually tried a hand at GNCC Racing earlier this year. Wasn't too much adapted to the woods. He had about 1 or 2 races in him, and he said, I'm done with that. But he's back out here on the motocross track again today, and he is under pressure from Locurcio, and Locurcio getting by him. Now Locurcio's got his sights set on the 35 of Joey Crown, as we've got the battle going on between these two riders. Now Crown, wow, not much of a fight. I expected more of that out of him. I think that maybe Locurcio might have surprised Crown when he came up so fast.
I think he caught him by surprise, Rodney, to be honest with you. He came on that outside right there. I think Locurcio was he was protecting that inside line, and next thing you know, there he comes around the outside and making the pass cleanly.
That's right. And Locurcio, I actually got to meet him and talk with him earlier this week. I've known Lorenzo for a few years. He's been a major force to be reckoned with, but he came in early in that Rock River machine earlier last week, middle of last week, as a matter of fact. But he qualified via the Byron, Illinois Regional, where he came in second to Chase Sexton 6 times out of 6. That's pretty impressive, considering that he is now working his way through the pack and trying to reel in the front of the pack. Unfortunately for Sexton, he finds himself having to work his way through the pack also. Now, Locurcio, 19 years old, he's from Venezuela. And with that being said, he's certainly made a name for himself in American motocross. And everyone knows, even watching him run through all the way through the C's to the B's and now into the A ranks, we know who Locurcio is. And rightfully so, because he's all the way up to the 4th place position. Now, I'm going to tell you, he's got about an 8-second gap, but here's where he goes to work. Will he be able to better these lap times? He's at 2 minutes right now. If he can get down into that 158, maybe 159 range, he might be able to peel off a few of those seconds and actually challenge for 3rd place before the checkers fly in this one.
Yeah, Lorenzo able to put on some quick moves, able to put himself in decent position after a not-so-great start, as you mentioned, already up into 4th place on lap number 4. But now's where the true work begins, Rodney.
Man, Crown having some problems out there. Again, there goes the 94 Luke Perther go by. We've seen Joey Crown having problems coming through the 10 Commandments section there. And as we said, the 94 KTM of Perther now moves up a spot, and I think he'll take over the number 5 position.
Well, when we take a look at these gaps right now, Bradley Taft having a 6.2 second advantage last time around. Cantrell only having about 3 seconds over Martin right there. Less than, I'm going to say about 10 seconds separating our top 3 right now. And the real battle is starting to develop in that number 5, 6, and 7 position. Crown, Robin, and Perther.
Yeah, Cameron McAdoo also making his way up. Keep an eye out. The 22 of Chase Sexton is rolling with a head full of steam also. And there he comes now trying to split through some of the traffic. He's picking on Joey Crown, man. Joey's been picked on a lot today, it looks like. So looks like we got a new now 6th place ride, I think that is, in the 22 of Chase Sexton. Actually, that might be up to the 7th place now. We'll know more as we get a little closer. There's the 94 machine we see. Luke Perther, I think he is quite likely, your 5th place ride as he goes by. That drops Joey a couple of positions as McAdoo is up to 6th. Chase Sexton is 7th. And here's where the battle is. Watch this one. 1/10 of a second separating Sexton and the 94 of Luke Perther as they came by the finish line there a moment ago. Over behind the mechanics area, or the billboard, and by the mechanics area now we go. First turn regions as we sweep around the big trees and head toward the short chutes. Now this one's starting to heat up even more and more. It's a three-way shootout as we go down to the short chutes and head to the Comedic bowl turn and those 10 Commandments.
You know, Rodney, one thing I see there this morning that riders didn't have to deal with much yesterday, already going to be a factor, the shadows back there. When you come in and out of the daylight and the shadows, it takes the eyes just a split second to adjust. And going in and out of Storyland back there, lots of ruts that can be hidden in those shadows, Rodney. Got to know that track. Got to ride by faith, man. When you get in one of those lines, you just got to stay with it back there in the shade and the shadows.
Yeah, we'll see whether or not the 81 machine of Lorenzo, or excuse me, the 83 machine of Lorenzo Locurcio, also Perther, Cameron McAdoo, Chase Sexton, and those folks can make it happen. Now, Locurcio, I think he's got, about 6-second gap that he's got ahead of that battle for 5th place. He's closing in on the number 3 ride of Egan Maston right now. We'll see whether or not he's able to do that. He's about 7 seconds behind him. But right here, we're keeping a very close eye on the 22 machine. As you heard us talking there, Locurcio qualifying in Byron, Illinois, second behind Sexton, who actually won 6 out of 6 motos in that particular race. So we know that Sexton's got the speed. We see that Locurcio's got the speed right now. It's just, I guess, the luck of Loretta's, if you will, that is coming into play in this one.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, you know, a lot of things that come into play or factor in many races often don't have anything to do with what happens here at Loretta's, dude. A totally different set of circumstances, conditions, and competition than you're going to find. You're not going to find these guys at your qualifier, obviously.
For sure, for sure. Bradley Taft continuing to lead. He has still about a 5.5-second lead over the number 37 of Sean Cantrell. Egan Maston another 5 seconds back in third. Lorenzo Locurcio is now about 10 seconds back. So Locurcio, he's made his way all the way up to 4th place. That may be as far as he goes because he may be about to do battle. We see that his lap time dropped to a 2:05 that time. Luke Perther has now closed up to just 2 seconds behind Locurcio. So, wow, you know, Sexton might actually best him here, too, if he's able to reel him in. We're running out of time. I can see that. But at the same time, we also see that Chase Sexton is rolling with a head full of steam, and he is right there within striking distance and ready to make another pass out here.
Yeah, if you take a look at that lap time, 2:01.9, progressively quicker right there. Sexton's able to work his way through some traffic.
He just got around McAdoo right there, so that'll put him into the number 6 spot. So Sexton is up to 6 now as he closes in on the number 94 of Luke Perther, and just ahead of Perther is the number 83 of Lorenzo Locurcio.
And you know, these guys racing right now for each spot. These guys know how important that one spot could be after that third moto when the points are tallied, man. That one position, digging a little deeper, reaching a little further, Rodney, just for a half a lap could make all the difference here. My goodness, look at that line going back into Storyland. 8 lines going into that corner right there, Rodney.
Here it is. There's the 94, and Luke Perther under pressure from the 22 right now. And we are watching this one all unfold before our very eyes. It's Chase Sexton out of Lamoille, Illinois, Amsoil Factory Connection Honda, 6D, Alpine Stars, Atlas, as well as 100%. And 100% it is all the way into now the number 6 position, or 5 position, as he gets around Perther, the 94, working on Perther, the 94, I guess we should say. Actually, this is the 5th place ride as he makes his way around now. And we'll reassess this one more time. Taft, Cantrell, Maston, Locurcio is up to 4th. Perther is 5th. Chase Sexton is 6th. So here's the gap between the 22 of Chase Sexton and the 94 Perther, his next victim, if he's able to reel off the time. It's 2.3 seconds. But I got to tell you, once you reach this, it's kind of like hitting the wall, man. You're hitting a very steep incline. And to make these passes from here on out, I don't think are going to be nearly as easy, even for riders like Lorenzo Locurcio.
That's what we said. This is where the work starts. When you get yourself up to that top 5 right here, you've already spent a lot of energy coming through the traffic. And, man, it is really self-check, gut-check time. Getting in top of that type 5 critical, being on the box, almost necessary. But you know what? Each position can make a difference here in this overall.
It most definitely can. And you know that the 22 is going to be trying to make all the difference he can, and he's about to make a little more difference as he pulls up side by side with the 94 of Luke Perther for just a moment as we head back out of Storyland now. No real stories to tell this time around for this battle in the number 5 position, but Chase Sexton is working and knocking on the door right now as we head out around the big sandy sweeper out there by the Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com beach, and toward the Rocky Mountain we roll. Let's see what Sexton's got up his sleeve as far as line choices. We see him using the far outside. He's trying to go outside inside, and looks like, whoa, nearly off the back of the bike. We see that foot drag back behind for the 94 of Luke Purther. Was that a mistake or not? I don't know. We'll have to find out. I know that Chase Sexton's thinking and taking that as it is, as he's got the hammer down on the outside of the sandy sweeper here in front of the announcer's tower now. Purther still, though, with the advantage as we head to the final turn and make that drive toward the finish line. Sexton, though, still on the outside, on the throttle and on the pipe, and he makes the pass coming here to the finish line. And now Chase Sexton has taken over the number 5 position. 6 seconds behind Lorenzo Locurcio, whom he battled with at the regional qualifier in Byron, Illinois. Was able to beat him 6 times out of 6 motos. Can he reel him in now, that 6-second gap that is between them? But he's also got to try to fend off Luke Purther, as Purther is trying to fire back on him right now. And not only him, but also Cameron McAdoo. Actually, I believe he brought McAdoo with him. And now Purther is feeling the pressure from Cameron McAdoo. So Purther, you'd think that he might have a moment to rest. No, that's not the case. He can't rest and try to recollect himself and try to get back up into the battle there with Chase Sexton. He's got to try to fend off the 81 of Cameron McAdoo now. So after 8, it's Taft, Cantrell, Maston, Locurcio, Sexton. Again, your top 5. Purther in 6th, McAdoo in 7th, Robin in 8th, Joey Crown in 9th, Ramiller Alvis in the number 10 spot. Matthew Milan is 11th. James Anderson in 12th. Shallon Tennant now up to 13th. Brandon Hartramp is 14th. Further down. Further down back in Storyland, and that's going to give Cameron McAdoo the opportunity to move right straight into that position. So now McAdoo up to 6th. Not sure if whether or not Purther's going to get back up in spot and position or not, but what a tough break there for that rider. We'll try to get a replay on that for you to let you know exactly how that unfolded. But wow, Chase Sexton, man on a mission. Here's the replay right now. Maybe not. All right, having a little bit of technical issue on that replay, but wow, regardless, we see that Sexton has really ridden the wheels off of this Honda machine he's aboard right now. As Taft checks in for 9, Cantrell 7.8 seconds back in 2nd. 3rd place, another 2.8 seconds, and closing is Egan Maston. We may be about to see a battle for the 2nd place position open up. A 1:59, Locurcio 3.4 seconds back. He must have got the board that Sexton was coming, because he just popped off one of the fastest laps of, well, the only sub 2-minute lap time of that particular lap. So Locurcio is finding his speed here late in the moto as he sets sail and sets his sights, it looks like now, on possibly Egan Maston, maybe even Cantrell, if he can make things happen here in the closing moments of this 250A Moto number 1 here at Loretta Lynn's. Your leader, the number 19, Bradley Taft. Haven't seen a whole lot of him since basically that first lap or so of racing, as he has certainly moved out front, battled hard, and proven himself in the likes of the best competition that the nation and likely the world has to offer as far as amateur motocross is concerned. Checkers are out, and we have ourselves a Moto 1 winner. All the hard work pays off, and Bradley Taft is your 250A Moto 1 winner. Sean Cantrell will hold on to the 2nd place position as Egan Maston will wrap up number 3 spot aboard the number 45. Then listen to this, .725. Lorenzo Lacurcio had reeled in Egan Maston but was not able to make the pass. So Maston gets third. Lacurcio gets fourth. Fifth place is the number 22 of Chase Sexton. Folks, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a rather interesting 258 championship this week, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun watching it unfold. Sixth place, Cameron McAdoo, Luke Purther, Jerry Robin, Ramiller Alves, Joey Crown rounds out your top 10. So we'll head down to the podium, and we'll be talking with Megawatt Matt Watson, who will be speaking with Maston, Cantrell, and Bradley Taft. Again, your Bell Moto Whole Shot Award winner will be Sean Cantrell, as he got off to a blistering fast start out here in this 250A Moto. So getting things organized and set up down here on the podium. What an amazing day. The 250B class, I believe, is coming up next, if I'm not mistaken here. No, we got Masters. Yeah, Masters. I'm looking at the wrong list here. Masters 50-plus class. Well, let's see a defending champion by the name of Earl the Pearl May making his way back here in the Masters 50-plus class. Right now, let's head on down to the podium and get ready to celebrate with Megawatt Matt Watson in our top 3 from the 250A. Taking a look at that little get-off there by Purther. Luke Purther and Sexton battling back there. You saw it just got too far down into that rut, and it just kind of sucked him right in and pitched him right over the bars. And already we made mention, I said, take a look at the racetrack before the start of this 250A Moto and take a look at this racetrack now. And, man, what a race face this one has developed. Speaking of race faces, look at the smile on that one.
All right, thanks, Rodney. We're here with our winner right now, Bradley Taft. Brad, looked like a high-intensity level out there right now. Looked like a lot of strategy coming into play in the final stages of that race.
Yeah, you know, the track got really deep, and there was a lot of lappers, so just trying to pick smooth lines and pick lines that the lappers weren't in was tough. So luckily I was able to not get hung up too bad and come out with the win, so I'm stoked.
Got to make any adjustments back here in the pits for the next moto?
Yeah, possibly. A little bit of suspension changes, but that's about it.
Who's helping us out this week? Who do we want to say thank you to?
Horton Racing Yamaha, Rock River, Cycle Trader, Twin Air, Scott, XL, UFO, Matrix, Boysen, Yamalube, EVS, Dunlop, Tamer, Bell, Scott, Mac Tools, Cycle Trader, Motion Pro, W, Garnet, FMF, VP, Nahilo, Twin Air, ARC, Renthal, GYTR, MX Solution, Roost, all the guys at Enzo, my mom, my dad, my trainer, Gareth Swanepoel, everybody at South of the Border, my brother, my mechanic, Jordan, and just everyone. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Congratulations on a big win here this morning. Bradley Taft, first place 250A. Joining us next on the podium here in just 1 second, Sean Cantrell. Hard-fought second place here today. Let Bradley get the rest of his pictures taken there. And Sean, come on up, my man. Make some noise for Sean Cantrell, second place here this morning, 250A class. Sean, give us a little rundown of how you put it together to get up here in second place today, bud.
Yeah, I got a good start. All the gates are pretty gooey, and so I got third gate pick, which that helps out a bunch. And I got the whole shot, got out front early, and Brad got around me pretty quick. I would have liked to battle with him and try to pick up on his pace a little bit more, but I feel like that was a good moto. Unfortunately, Chase went down, and so I mean, hats off to both of those two guys. They're riding phenomenal so far. So hopefully we can have more motos just like that. Maybe get three of us up there in the same corner, maybe.
Be some real good racing, no doubt about that. I know you have a bunch of people you want to say thank you to.
Yeah, of course. The whole MTF crew, they've been giving me all the hospitality for the past month, on and off for the past year, actually. My mom and dad especially, Tyler, my mechanic, Troy Designs, Red Bull, KTM, GoPro, all those guys over there, Alpine Star, Dunlop Tires. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Congratulations. And you know what? We're going to hand you this check right here. Also get your Bell Helmets $100 whole shot award right there, courtesy, of course, of Bell Helmets. Congratulations, man. We'll see you in the next one. Coming up next, we got our third place, Egan Masson, coming up third place, 258. We could get him up here. Man, it looks like you were on both sides of the barrel. You were delivering some fire and taking some fire out there today. Tell us about it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I got off to a good start, and yeah, this field's deep. You know, we got a big field, all fast riders, but you know, I got off to a good start, and I felt good, and stayed there the whole moto. So yeah, I was happy about that.
Learn some stuff for the next moto.
Yeah, for sure. I'll go back to GPF and talk about some lines, and do the same thing tomorrow, if not better.
Awesome. Congratulations. Third place here, 258, Egan Masson. Let's make some noise for him, you guys.